Today is Transgender Day of Visibility, when we celebrate the strength, resilience, and contributions of our transgender family, friends, and neighbors.
Kristi Noem's husband caught living a secret double life.
SB 437, sponsored by Republican Senator Carl Glimm of Kyla, seeks to define a person's sex as being either male or female and fixed at birth.
I see you and I've got your back. There's nothing more American than living your life the way you want to live it. No matter what, I got your back.
No matter what, I got your back, says Governor Gretchen Whitmer to the transgender community. But the real question is, who's looking out for Michigan taxpayers right now? Good afternoon, beautiful people, and welcome to Nellie Miranda. Today we are talking about priorities because while Michigan families are dealing with rising costs, questionable spending, and an increasingly bloated state budget, Governor Gretchen Whitmer is posting a video for Transgender Day of Visibility, a day that this year landed on Easter, but never mind that. People are allowed to support whatever causes they believe in. That's not the issue.
Today is Transgender Day of Visibility, when we celebrate the strength, resilience, and contributions of our transgender family, friends, and neighbors. In Michigan, everyone deserves to be seen, respected, and valued. But for too many trans people, we still see discrimination and policies that threaten their safety and dignity. You know, when I was elected in 2018, I made a promise to fight for all Michiganders, no matter who they are or who they love. And since then, we have put in the work to build a state where everyone can live openly and authentically. I'll keep fighting like hell to make sure every Michigander feels safe, secure, and supported. Today and every day, we stand with our trans neighbors because trans rights are human rights.
The issue is this: when you're running a state, your priorities matter. Every single year, she posts a video similar to that one. She goes so hard for their rights, and no one is saying for her not to support something that she seems so passionate about. But geez, Michigan has real issues. We're looking at a state budget that has ballooned over the years, tens of billions of dollars, and yet residents are still asking, where's the improvement? Where is the return on investment? Well, in this next clip, Governor Gretchen Whitmer promises that help is on the way. Take a listen.
When I took office, I made a promise to fix the damn roads so Michiganders could get where they're going faster and safer. With this year's budget, I'm proud to deliver on that promise. We're making the biggest investment in state and local roads in Michigan history, around $2 billion.
That's funny because in one of my recent videos, Michiganders said that the roads still aren't fixed. And if you ran on fixing the roads, why wasn't that your priority your first year in office? But Gretchen Whitmer said, wait, let me bring on two elder sisters to convince you that the roads are in fact being fixed. Take a listen.
After traveling the state of Michigan 40,000 miles and seeing all the things you saw, what did you learn?
We learned that the roads are being fixed because there's construction everywhere. Loopy, lopey, everything.
All right, well, I guess maybe people are driving on different roads. Anyways, we've seen reports on corporate subsidies, massive mega site deals sitting idle, and taxpayer dollars being thrown at projects with little accountability. And at the same time, Michigan has dropped in long-term economic rankings, falling behind in per capita income compared to where it used to be. But sure, spending your morning posting polished social media posts about trans rights, all the while taxpayer dollars are being wasted and Michigan isn't getting more affordable, that's a good priority. No, it isn't. You know what could be more affordable? Medicare coverage. You might be on the wrong Medicare plan if you are 65 and up and not even know it. Real help is on the way. Not Gretchen Whitmer promising to fix the damn roads, but real help, because Chapter connects you with licensed Medicare advisors who compare every plan available nationwide, not just one insurance company. Their job is to help you understand your options based on your doctors, your prescriptions, and budget. The call is completely free, and it takes less than 20 minutes to complete. And the best part is that on average, people who review their plans with Chapter save about $1,100 per year. That is not a small amount of money. That is money you could use to pay for gas, pay for groceries, and maybe a new set of tires if you happen to be driving on Michigan roads. So for complete Medicare guidance, you can dial 646-817-8160 to speak with a trusted advisor. That is 646-817-8160 or go to askchapter.org/Nelly. Now back to our story. I am sure that you have heard that the U.S. Supreme Court recently issued a ruling tied to LGBTQ related protections, specifically around whether states can restrict certain counseling practices involving minors, including what's commonly referred to as conversion therapy.
The Supreme Court has struck down Colorado's ban on conversion therapy. That therapy includes efforts to change an individual's sexual orientation or gender identity during talk therapy. Major American medical groups consider it ineffective and harmful, and 27 states outlaw that practice. But a Christian licensed therapist alleged the Colorado law violates her free speech rights and prevents her from openly talking with clients about their desire to rid themselves of same-sex attractions or better align with their biological sex. Now the High Court has ruled in her favor.
That decision alone has people losing their minds. People who support it argues that it protects free speech and parental rights, while the critic says that it could open the doors to practices that they believe are harmful to LGBTQ youth. And in response, Gretchen Whitmer made it clear that she disagrees. She posted on X saying, "Today's Supreme Court's ruling is disappointing, but it does not change who we are. Michigan will never support any practices that harms or shames LGBTQ plus youth. As long as I am governor, I will protect every young person's rights to grow up safe, supported, and free to be themselves." Now, I'm with the Supreme Court on this one because for me, this issue comes down to how we support kids while also respecting the role of parents. I believe children need guidance and not immediate affirmation of every identity question, especially when they're still developing. "I'm feeling like a boy today." "Oh, are you really, sweetie? Well, then you can be just that." No, you cannot. But do you think this is a distraction from bigger issues, or do you think that leaders can focus on both at the same time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But moving on to our next story. Kristi Noem's husband is a cross-dresser. How did we get here? So the Daily Mail blasted the news today in an article titled, "Secret Double Life of Kristi Noem's Cross-Dressing Husband, Byron. The pouting, busty bimbo photos and trove of explicit messages." So let's just read directly from the article, shall we? Kristi Noem's husband is today revealed as a secret cross-dresser who dons gigantic fake breasts and pink hot pants to chat with online fetish models. While his wife has operated at the highest echelons of government, handling matters of national security in her recent role as a DHS secretary, Byron Noem, 56, has been dressing up and paying adult entertainers to talk dirty. The Daily Mail has reviewed hundreds of messages involving 3 women from the bimbofication scene, where porn performers transform themselves into real-life Barbie dolls by pumping colossal amounts of saline into their breasts. Byron has... Oh, is it Brian? It's Brian. I've been reading Byron. I'm dyslexic like a mug. Brian has lavished praise on their surgically enhanced bodies, confessed his lust for huge, ridiculous boobs, and even made indiscreet remarks about his 34-year marriage to former Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. National security experts consulted by the Daily Mail says his brazen behavior could have led the 54-year-old MAGA favorite, who oversaw ICE's aggressive crackdown until she was removed from her position on March 5th, vulnerable to blackmail. If a media organization can find this out, you can assume with a high degree of confidence that a hostile intelligence service knows this. This is such a hot mess express. Look at his little legs. He is a fool for this one. But on a more serious note, this is hurtful to his family and his kids. And quite frankly, it's embarrassing. We have a duty to protect our spouses and children, and he dropped the ball on this one. It's weird. It's just weird. So after nearly a year of delays, one bill just quietly became law, and now it is about to ignite a whole new legal battle. After 11 months of delay, Montana officials have officially broken the stalemate and signed a bill into law that defines sex as strictly binary, male or female.
Find it. SB 437, sponsored by Republican Senator Carl Glimm of Kyla, seeks to define a person's sex as being either male or female and fixed at birth. It's similar to another bill, SB 458, that Glimm sponsored in the 2023 session and which was blocked by a state district judge.
So the bill sat untouched for over a year because lawmakers were strategically delaying it, trying to protect it from being immediately struck down in courts. And they had a reason to be cautious because a nearly identical law passed in 2023 has already been ruled unconstitutional by a judge. So this time they waited, they timed it, and then pushed it through. And what a time that we live in where laws need to be passed in order for people to know whether they are boys or girls, male or female. There are far more pressing issues than that. So the bill defines sex as whether someone is male or female as distinguished by their reproductive system. Specifically, the legislation defined those categories based on a person's primary sexual anatomy. It defines a female as an individual who naturally has, had, and will have or would have, but for a congenital anomaly or intentional or unintentional disruption of reproductive system that uses the ova or egg cell for fertilization. And in the same way, the law defines a male as someone with a reproductive system that uses sperm for fertilization. That seems pretty clear and concise to me. Nothing confusing about the bill at all, in my opinion. This is a win because males shouldn't be playing in female sports, using female bathrooms, etc. I think it is about fairness, privacy, and drawing clear lines based on biology. The bottom line is, it is common sense. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you got any value from today's video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to support the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss future updates. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.